Hey everyone, it's Couch Potato 26 here. Um, been a while since I've been on this account for sure. I deleted the one video that was on here, and so I figured I'd start doing some more ranting videos. Um, let's see what's been going on with me lately. Got strep throat, like I said in my other video. Uh, so yeah, I'm at home today, and I figured I'd do this first video that I've done in a long time. And game I want to talk about today, Dead Space 2. That's totally mirrored image, but hopefully it'll flip it around, at least from what I can see. Yeah, so Dead Space 2 for the 360. Just got this the other day. Here's the back of it. Um, see, Space 2 Terror, the Brain. Um, awesome game. If you were a fan of the first game, or maybe even not, even if you weren't a fan of the first game, I would totally go out and at least give this one a shot. It was an extremely fun game to play, and if you played the first game, pay attention to what happens in the second game because it plays a huge part in it. Um, like I said before, if you haven't played Dead Space 2 and you don't really want to ruin everything, don't watch this. I won't blame you. Um, I'm not even sure how many people are going to watch this, but from Dead Space 1, at least some of the things that people were curious about is whether or not Nicole was actually dead, because that needle may not have been poison. It could have just been PCP or something, or heroin or whatever, and she could have just passed out, and Isaac may have jumped to conclusions. Dead Space 2, he's having hallucinations about Nicole being around him and like being extremely pissed off at him. That's basically the whole point of this up until near the end when here's the whole game thing, the whole plot, and it just like it just does a complete 180 near the end. Um, let's see what else is going on. Uh, none of the characters from Dead Space 1 come back. You hear some names, but they never play a major part, obviously, because um, Harkman, he's dead. The black guy, he's dead. The girl is dead because she like fucked with Isaac and the hive mind killed her. Um, Isaac's still there, obviously. You see his face a lot, and he actually talks this game, which was a huge addition to the gameplay, and I actually enjoyed hearing his voice. He kind of sounded like a little pansy every once in a while. He'd say a phrase, and it was like, oh, okay, you sound a little gay. Like his tone of voice wasn't exactly how I'd picture it. But then again, he's an engineer, and he doesn't. I mean, he's only been in combat this one past game. Um, Main aspects of the game. The campaign, if you've played Dead Space 1 and you know what's going on, the campaign takes about 6 hours. Single player on normal, going through it. First time for me, 6 hours and like 20 minutes or something. And it may take people more or less time. More time if you didn't pick onto the puzzles like I did, because I'm not gonna lie, I played the first like 20 minutes on the PS3 because I jailbroke that, running that on Backup Manager and all that. So I played the first 10-20 minutes on there. So I guess that cuts it down by about a half an hour to maybe even 45 minutes because some of those puzzles are pretty fucking hard. Um, let's see. On the 360 version, it comes on 2 discs, 14 chapters. Um, at the end of chapter 7, you have to switch discs. There's no load time between the chapters, which was awesome. That totally made me lose track of time at least 3 times while playing, due to the fact that I don't have that tram to go to. You know, when you go to the tram, and the tram means you're done and you're going to a new section. Because then when I get on the tram, I'd say, okay, I'm done. But when you're in the middle of an area and you go to this next area and then it says like chapter 8 or whatever, and you don't want to be done, you don't have to be done because there's no load time. The only load time there is when you die or when you're loading the game from the beginning. Other than that, there is no load time, and I fucking loved it. You meet a couple new people in the game. Um, Director Tideman is the head of this Titan station everybody's on. You meet Dana at the very beginning, who's trying to save Isaac. And I guess I'm not going to really ruin the story, but Dana is there. You meet this other woman named Ellie, and you meet Nolan Strauss, who you see at the very beginning, but he comes into play throughout the entire game, really, um, and plays a pretty major role near the end. And of course, Nicole, she's around a lot the game too. To be honest, and I'm not sure if it's because I played Dead Space 1 right before Dead Space 2 came out, because I went back and I redid it again, but it didn't really scare me as much as I thought it would. A couple of moments I jumped because I wasn't expecting it, but you can tell when they're laying on the ground, when the necromorphs are on the ground, and you shoot them and they stand up, and I mean, you can tell. But there are a couple times where they caught me off guard, and there were a couple times where the developers really, really like they fucked with people. As far as the ads were going, saying it's an extremely gory game and your mom's gonna hate it, I totally agree. I would never show anyone in your family under the age of 18 this game. It's definitely not appropriate. The language isn't appropriate. Isaac cusses. Everybody cusses. It's all, fucks and shits and all that. It's every word. Um, let's see. So the story, it doesn't really lead up to a sequel, which kind of disappoints me. I'm sure they can come up with an idea for a sequel. Um, I'm not going to ruin what happens at the end, but I actually laughed at the very end. And when the credits begin rolling, don't just assume it's over, because it's not. I hate when people do that. Red Dead Redemption was the main thing for me on that game. Oh, great, he died. Now game over, right? No. No, the credits didn't roll. He's not fucking done yet. He plays his son, you go kill the guy that killed him, and then it's done. I had a couple of friends who were like, oh, the game's over because John Marston's dead. No, it's not over. So when the credits are rolling in Dead Space 2, it obviously doesn't take as long as it did in Red Dead to make the credits roll, but it's not done when the credits roll, because the ending at the beginning is like, oh god, this is gonna be super sad. Next thing I want to talk about is the multiplayer. Now, I'll be honest, I've only played 2 games on it, and I got tired of it extremely fast. I got extremely tired of it because it was me and 3 other level 1 people playing as the humans against like level 6 necromorphs, and we got fucked up. And I got really tired of it. So I ended up not playing very much, but we'll see how it goes when I hop back on there later. Um, let's see. And, there really isn't much more I can say about it. There's some downloadable content in there for new suits, but honestly, once you finish the campaign like you did in Dead Space 1, there's going to be other suits you're going to unlock, and they're fucking awesome. I won't even tell you what they look like, because they're so awesome that you need to go check it out and play it for yourself. But one piece of advice I can give you is watch what people say what the characters say to Isaac when you're playing, because you cannot trust everybody. All the characters are pretty much right about one thing, but everything else is up for grabs, and you'll find it out as you play it. But I would definitely recommend picking that up. I'm going to look for some new games to do some reviews on and talk about it. If you want to ask me any questions in the comments or whatever, all 10 of my subscribers or that move over or whatever, let's go ahead and type it down here in my crotch, because this is where I'm obviously pointing, is at my crotch. Just go ahead and put your comments down there, and I'll sift through them, and we'll see if people have any questions or even give a shit about this. So anyway, just coming back. I don't really know what's going on, but I'm gonna dive back in head first into this YouTube shit, because I've just been sitting around watching YouTube poops all day, and figured I'd start making some new videos. So I guess what would my next video be about? You know what? I'll just figure that out later. That's pretty much it, though. So I will talk to you guys later. See ya.